If you've ever tried to grow cilantro, you know the pain. One week, it's perfect, beautiful, ready for tacos. The next, it's all gone wrong. Today, we're gonna unravel this great cilantro conspiracy. We're gonna figure out why your favorite herb bolts, and more importantly, how you can stop it.
Seriously, you did everything by the book. You gave it sunshine, you watered it, you whispered sweet nothings to it, and what did you get in return? A tall, spindly, kind of weird-looking stalk that completely gave up on making those delicious leaves. So what gives?
I mean, look at this. On the left, that's the dream, right? A lush, bushy plant that promises an endless supply of fresh cilantro. But on the right, that's the reality for so many of us. This flowery stick. That sudden, heartbreaking transformation is exactly what we're tackling today. We're calling it the Great Cilantro Betrayal because that's what it feels like. But don't worry, this isn't just random bad luck. There's a real scientific reason behind this, and once you understand it, you're halfway to beating it. So, right off the bat, I want you to know this. It's not your fault. For real, you are not a bad gardener. Your cilantro isn't doing this to spite you. It's just following a super powerful, ancient survival instinct that's hardwired into its DNA. The official name for this so-called betrayal is bolting. And honestly, the best way to think about it is as the plant's big red panic button. When cilantro gets stressed out, it smashes that button as a last-ditch effort to survive. So, bolting is basically the plant shifting gears. It decides, okay, making leaves is a luxury I can no longer afford. It's time to make seeds pronto. When life gets tough, its one and only mission is to create the next generation, even if it means its own leafy life is over. It's an emergency exit plan. And this whole process happens in a flash. It's like a chain reaction. First, the plant gets a stress signal from its environment. That triggers a rush of growth hormones that basically scream, stop growing out, start growing up. Then, whoosh, the stem elongates and all of the plant's energy gets diverted to making flowers and seeds. Okay, so what are these mysterious stress signals? What are the things in your garden that are making your cilantro hit that panic button? It's time to identify the culprits. All right, culprit number one, and this is the big one, is heat, plain and simple. Cilantro is what you'd call a cool weather crop. It absolutely loves the chill of spring and fall, but it hates, and I mean hates, the summer heat. The magic number to watch out for is about 80 degrees Fahrenheit or 27 Celsius. As soon as the temperatures start to consistently stay above that mark, your cilantro gets the message loud and clear, summer's here, time is running out, reproduce now. And heat has a partner in crime, light. We're talking about those long, long days of late spring and early summer. When you combine that intense heat with more hours of daylight, you get a powerful 1-2 punch that basically guarantees your cilantro will bolt. And finally, let's talk about water. You see, both too little and too much water can be a problem. If the soil gets too dry, the plant panics, thinking there's a drought. But if it's too wet, you get root rot, which is another huge stressor. Either way, the plant's reaction is the same, bolt. Okay, that was the bad news. We know the problem, we know the culprits. Now for the good part, the solutions. This is your game plan, your secret weapon to outsmart that cilantro and keep it leafy and delicious for way longer. Your first move happens before you even put a seed in the ground. You have to choose your fighter wisely. Instead of just grabbing any old cilantro packet, look specifically for slow bolt varieties. Names like Santo, Leisure, or Calypso have been bred to handle more heat, giving you a huge head start. All right, next up, strategy. It's all about working smarter, not harder. A few simple choices when you're planting can make all the difference in the world. First, timing is key. Get your cilantro in the ground during the cool days of early spring or fall. Second, sow the seeds directly in your garden. Cilantro has a delicate taproot and absolutely hates being transplanted. The shock can be enough to make it bolt. Third, plant a new little batch every 2 or 3 weeks. That's called succession planting, and it guarantees you'll have a steady supply. And last, don't crowd them. Give each plant about 6 to 8 inches of space to breathe. Believe it or not, how you harvest your cilantro is just as critical as how you plant it. You can actually send signals to the plant to either keep making leaves or just give up and bolt. The absolute best way to do it is called the cut and come again method. It's super simple. You always want to harvest the bigger, older leaves from the outside of the plant. Snip them right down at the base. This tells the plant, hey, keep producing new growth from the center. Just remember the golden rule, never take more than about 1/3 of the plant at any one time. So here it is, your cheat sheet to cilantro victory. If you can, give your plants some shade from that scorching afternoon sun. Put down a nice 2 to 3 inch layer of mulch to keep the soil cool and moist. Water consistently, about an inch a week, and keep harvesting regularly from the outside in. That's the formula. So we've talked about what we can do in our own gardens, but let's zoom out for a second. This whole battle against bolting isn't just a home gardener problem. It's a huge deal for big-time agriculture too. And scientists are working on some pretty wild solutions. This is where things get really futuristic. You've got scientists using CRISPR gene editing technology to try and literally snip the bolting instinct right out of the plant's DNA. At the same time, things like hydroponics and vertical farms allow growers to create these perfectly controlled indoor environments where stress from heat and light just doesn't exist. And all of this leads to a pretty wild question, doesn't it? Bolting is a fundamental survival instinct that plants have had for millions of years. If we develop the technology to just edit it out of existence, are we creating the perfect problem-free herb? Or are we changing something fundamental about the plant itself? Definitely something to think about next time you're chopping up some cilantro for your guacamole.